Welcome back, everyone. In this session, we will hear about career guidance program we will invite our honorable and a very special guest, Chowdhury ma'am. She is the program manager in SAARC region of Cisco system. Ma'am, please come up on the stage and deliver your speech on career guidance. Thank you.
I didn't hear you. Good morning. Yeah, there we go. I can feel the strength now. So are you enjoying? Okay, yeah. So this day is for you. I heard that today is a holiday, so you all came all the way back from home to spend here with UIU event. So it is for you. So participate throughout the day and see what you can take home. I know how precious the time today, not like the days that we were learning. The time is going very fast and technology is going very fast and things are changing. Yeah, so before I start, I want to ask some question and get familiar with you and get friendly and talk with you. So tell me, how many of you are part of Cisco Networking Academy? Can you raise your hand? Okay, only few, right? Okay, so what make you to come for this day? Anybody can answer? Azim, if you can help me out, thanks. Yeah, thank you, I appreciate it.
Okay, you're most welcome. I'm very interested about machine learning and AI, and I want to implement it in IoT. So I heard that if I want to implement these things in the IoT, I have to know the networking, how to connect with the one system to another. So I thought it will be a good idea to attend this program and learn from you guys, like an expert and other teachers and the academy experts and professionals. So that's why I joined.
Yeah, thank you. Hope we will manage to fulfill your expectation. Maybe not, if not practically happen, we will try to tell what is happening. Yeah? Okay, thanks. Who else want to share your thought why you came here today and what make you to bring if you are not part of Cisco Networking Academy student? Even you are a Networking Academy student, feel free to tell me why you are here and what made you bring here. Anybody? Otherwise, I can make you volunteer very easily. I'm really good with that. Any volunteers before I make you volunteer? Tell, that's all right. Just I came because my friend came. I know that is the majority, right? And today is a holiday. And I thought of come to university and have a good time. Yeah? It's not the technology. For me, that was the case when I was studying. It was not the technology, it was not the learning purpose mostly. Yeah, so you want to have fun maybe. Yeah, that's right, that's fine. That is the objective of the life as well. End of the day, you all enjoy. That is the expectation, right? Okay, fine. Without put you in a trouble, I thought of talk about Cisco. Anybody know about Cisco? Who know about Cisco? Okay, can you tell, can you pass the mic, please? You deserve something if you can give me a proper answer.
Cisco basically multinational company it's in California, and it's actually it sells networking components, and it has different kinds of parts like Cisco Academy or Cybersecurity Academy. Okay,
yeah, thanks. This is for you. You know something about Cisco? Yeah, thank you. Cisco is a network company. What I wanted to tell about Cisco before I start with my slide deck, otherwise it doesn't make sense. Somebody came from some company and talked something and went. So that's why I want to tell what is Cisco first of all and where I am coming from, what is the background. Cisco is a networking company, and it's an American multinational company, headquarters in San Jose, California. And we do all the network infrastructure development and solution, and system development as well at the moment, and we are into the education as well. Let me explain a little bit more about Cisco and when we started. Have you heard about the history about the networking? How the internet evolved? Anybody know about this story? Yeah, you know? Okay, do you like to share? Okay. Here. It's great. Mamun, you're doing a great job. Everybody's talking.
First of all, networking started in US military. They established a networking for networking system for themselves. It was very small and confined. For their military purposes, they used it. After that,
do you know can you remember the technology behind it? How they start the example, first internet, the name? Do you know?
Not exactly. I don't remember the exact name, but I
how
know
it works? Can you remember? That's all right. Okay, you deserve something. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's called ARPANET. Have you heard about this? And it was similar to a small floppy drive. Have you seen a floppy drive? So those days, the floppy drive used to come to your home via post, the traditional post I'm talking about. And you can use that. You have to insert to the small computer, the PC, and use it. That was the history of the internet. You can browse and see. You have the smartphones with you anytime. And after evolving that time the local network, LAN, what you call, it is introduced. But there was no any wide area networks where that Cisco has started. In 1984, in in USA, California, in San Jose, Stanford University, two scientists called Sandy and Leonard. So they are husband and wife. They wanted to talk to each other. Physically, they are in two different buildings while they are working. So they wanted to find a solution to communicate while they are in two different locations. As a result of their experiment, there's a small box called black box has introduced. Today, it is known as, it is router. Today is known as a router, and that is where the Cisco system started. Do you know what is this logo? Anybody want to raise your hand and give the answer? Yeah? I'm sorry? Yeah, golden, great, yeah. Great, you know a lot. I'm glad. This is not the usual audience. I'm very impressed. So yes, so it is the golden gate. So they took this as a symbol and start the business in 1984. And today we are how much worth of business? It is nearly 50 billion worth of business, and we invest 1/3 of the revenue back into the R&D, research and development. This is the only company across the world spending this much of money back into the R&D for the development. That is why we are the home for the innovators. Innovation is a part of our DNA. We keep innovating and change the world. So with that, let's begin. Have you heard about these three words? This is the buzzing words these days across the world. Digitization, digital transformation, and digital disruption. Have you heard about this? Every corner of the world, not only Bangladesh, in Dhaka, every corner of the world, everybody is talking about digitization, digital disruption, digital transformation. We are going through that. Have you heard about Industrial Revolution? Anybody want to tell what is Industrial Revolution? In my country, I'm coming from Sri Lanka, I'm a Sri Lankan. So we have to go through the history, and I used to learn Industrial Revolution. I don't know whether you have that curriculum in here. Do you heard about Industrial Revolution? Yeah? So what happened? What came, sorry?
First, the steam engine came.
Oh yeah, steam engine, yeah.
After that, the cities started to make things automated, like in the garments. people used to make a cloth by hand. After that, they thought it's not efficient, and they started the company like clothing factory and the steel factory, coal company, mining, etc. They started to make everything they can do it efficiently.
Yeah, in a machine, right?
In machine.
Yeah, thank you.
That was the revolution.
Yeah. So he was talking about garment industry, but what happened across the world? It is generally the man-made things the handmade things start doing by the machines. It changed the entire world, the way that we used to live. Similar to that, we are in a fourth industrial revolution that is called digitization. Don't you feel it? You are a part of it. Even you are not feel it, you are going through it, and that is happening. So what is this digital, there's a difference between digitization and digital transformation. Digitization is converting to the bits and bytes. What is digital transformation? It is not computerizing. It is completely converted the processes and systems into the digital format. And that is where the IoT comes, right? Connecting what is IoT, by the way? Yeah, what is the Internet of Things? Yeah, good. You read a lot, I'm glad. Tell me.
Do it with the system, and you can solve it. You can do it like automation. Suppose if you enter into a room.
Okay, I'll make it easy for you. Okay, when you say it is Internet of Things, what are the things? Make it simple. Don't think. Yeah, what are the things? This is the very usual question I ask with my instructors as well. What are these things? I'm sorry? Okay, device. Okay, that is one thing. Good. There are more things. I'm sorry? You have to raise your hand, otherwise I have to cut these giveaways and give.
Sensors.
Okay, sensors also we can take as a device. Okay, device we generalize. Okay, device. One thing is device. Very good. So other one? Data. Okay, you got data. Yeah, you deserve something. Device and data. Yeah. No, that is also coming under that. Okay. Devices. Okay. Data. Yeah, you.
Each device will have an IP address or physical.
Yeah, that is the things that we are calling devices. Okay, devices, things. Devices, data, and what else?
Physical address, so that.
Yeah, you are talking about things again. The devices. Yeah.
Yes.
Thanks. Yeah, network. Yes, I'll give the other one for you. You, right? Okay. So that's why I asked to raise your hand, otherwise it's not fair. Yeah, so what are the other things? For me, that things and devices, network connecting to each other is nothing to surprise, right? We have already done. It is history, right? What is to surprise? So there's one more special thing connected. Yeah, you. Exactly. That is where that we have to be surprised. The non-IP things start connected to the network, right? So that is really interesting time. That is where today we are in this connecting things. So then let's go to the digital disruption. What is digital disruption? You can read it, of course. Yeah, and anybody can explain to me? The value proposition of the business has been impacted because of this digitization and digital transformation. This is where we are struggling as the human beings on the earth who are doing the business. So we have to think about new way of doing the business because of these two things. Have you heard about this company, Uber? Yeah, you are enjoying. And Airbnb, you enjoy again. And Amazon, yes, you do. And Netflix, I know everyone here in this room has used any of these things, right? These are the companies today doing their business in a different way, taking the new revolution in a positive way. So have you heard about Amazon have any store? Have you heard about Uber on any car? No, they don't. Have you heard about Netflix has a cinema? So can you understand, do you feel the way that the business is doing has been changed? These are the forces of the digital disruption. When we talk about digital disruption, the most affected industry in the world is information technology industry, because it has been changed completely the way that we were used to do the business. And these are the forces behind that change. Everything has become connected. The network is needed more than ever. That is the platform where we stand and talk, right? And then the data. Data is the fuel, that is the oil to run this entire system. And then what? Automation and the software base. Have you ever noticed what is happening to these hardware equipments? Have you read the data centers going to be a history in another 5 years? Have you heard the most lovable equipment you carry with you, the phone, going to be disappeared in another 5 years? So things are happening, and everything convert into what is coming. I want to just let you know what is coming instead of your favorite equipment you carry in your hand. Have you? I'm sorry. No. Guys, you have to read. Yes, smart glasses. That is the next generation of the communication. Text by thinking. So with that, something again there. When you say text by thinking, for me, the first alarm hit my head when I heard this technology. Text by thinking was what? Can you guess anything? It was the security. Imagine how it will be. What you think come on a text. It's very scary, right? More than the connectivity and the technology behind that, for me it's very scary. That's my personal privacy. What is going to be? Am I ready to compromise? No, I'm not. No, any cost. So this, with the software, as I given the examples earlier, the Uber, Netflix, what else? Airbnb, all are software. It's just a small piece of app, isn't it? So everything is changing, even the, network analyzers and all these devices, the big boxes that Cisco has used to develop. We have now stopped manufacturing, and instead of that, we are walking into the future. We are walking to the system interfaces. So that's how the world is moving forward. And everything is automated. That is where that he was talking about in the morning. He's very interested to know about the AI. And the last but not least, the security. Security is very, very, very important. The next 5 years, it will be more than 1 trillion worth of US dollars will be spent for the security. When it comes to the technology education, the demand in the industry is more than 3 times for the other technologies when you compare it to the security. Security is high demand. So think about that. I heard that most of you are very young student in the first year, second year. So this is the right time for you to think about where I can take my career forward. Yeah? And also I can tell another thing while I'm talking about this future and the technology revolution. The 65% of the student, the young kids, your younger brothers and sisters, maybe your nieces and nephews, starting the primary education today, they don't know what is their future jobs. Those are not still defined. So with that, another thing is coming, trailing with that. Can you understand what is coming behind that statement? That means there are big job redundancy, right? Some jobs will go out of this world. So you have to think about, am I getting into the right direction? Am I going in a right career path? And think about it and change your career and walk in a right direction. I think you are in a right direction because you are part of the ICT education. And these are the future skills that we need. Software, even the network is a programmable piece of knowledge today. And coding is not something geek's job anymore. You should learn a little bit of coding and try to understand when you see a code, what is it? At least to what is the language it is written. It is something very basic. It's a basic knowledge. And if you are part of Cisco Networking Academy, I will explain a little bit later in detail. You have this exposure. You don't need to wait your teacher come to the class and tell you have to go through these classes. Cisco Network Academy has opened the doors to learn by yourself. And our expectation is for you to learn more and more. And the skills, human skills, is required more than before. Why is that? The machines are getting smarter and smarter. And why then human need? Machines always go wrong. Even it is smarter, it is all each and everything is creating data. Oops. And OSS operating system, yes, we need those things to learn, and business and digital literacy. And Cisco Network Academy program, we always try to give a knowledge as a student to the breadth and depth. What is this story? T-shaped professional. Have you heard about this? I have few more giveaways. Anybody want to raise your hand and tell what is T-shaped professional? I was just looking at the slide whether I have displayed the answer. Yeah, I can see somebody is raising hand.
Thank you for making me a chance. T-shaped profession is that you have to working many things, but you have to be skilled. A specific part which you have to be worked. It is the depth part. We have not equal in every side.
Yeah.
So we have to be skilled in one side. I have to give an example.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it is right. What he was trying to say is to become a T-shape, this is the future requirement, not only future, this is happening actually. Earlier, the time that in 90s and 80s, if you are become a pioneer in one particular subject, then you are done. You are expert on this. You are expert in network, you are expert in AI, you are expert in software. So you are a professional on that, then you are done. But today, we don't need that kind of people with one knowledge. When it comes to the industry, we are looking for the people come up with a T-shaped qualification. That means you should be expert in one subject. And what do you need to do? And you have to learn across your industry to know about the other subjects. So as an example, if I say networking, if you are a pioneer in network, you have to know about how to secure your network. You have to know about security and how to configure your network, the little bit of program, the networking programs. And what else? How to manage the system, the operating system, Linux. And also the business, how to take your business, how to take your knowledge to the industry. So that kind of an environment you should develop. Becoming an expert on one subject will be not enough. That is why Cisco Networking Academy is working very hard to bring these 21st century digital skills and many other disciplines across the program and make you a depth knowledge in the profession. And these are the future jobs, some future jobs. So you can see whether you are going to be fit onto any of these things: application development, device management, business analytics, digital security and privacy. So do you think you are going to mash off this? And in the morning when I'm coming from hotel to the university, I was going through the newspaper, that is Dhaka Tribune, right? Yes, it was saying, it's very impressive to read in the morning for me. Highest GDP, this way in Asia. It's in Bangladesh. What is the percentage? Who said 8? Yeah, great, you know something about your country. Yeah, so yes, it's really impressive, and I'm so happy because my students have enough job, that means. We are in a right direction, you are in a right direction. If you get the qualification, you have the future here. And little bit disrupting thoughts again for you to go through. And digital future, by 2020, the world looks like how? 4.1 billion internet users. And 20 billion devices will be connected to the internet. Imagine, with this, what is happening? And 5.6 billion mobile users. That is over 70% of the global population, 70%. Obvious, right? How many devices one person is carrying today, right? More than 2 or 3, right? Yeah. So 7 trillion video clips. It's more than 2.5 daily video clips per the person on Earth. So you can imagine, think about it. Internet traffic will be 92 times greater than 2005. So with that, the security again matters, right? The more you connect, more you vulnerable. So learn about cybersecurity and how to keep you protect. Cybersecurity is not something to learn only for the IT people today. It is something mandate for everybody is clicking on browsers. If you go on the internet, if you get exposed to the internet, even if you are using the ATM machine, you are exposed. So you have to learn how to keep yourself protected and your loved ones, your families. Maybe you think, okay, fine, I don't have in my balance, it's only 20 taka, that's fine, I don't mind. That is not the case. It is not your money. You cannot compromise your personal life. And another story I will tell, it is just for fun, and as well there's a big story behind it as well. Back in my days, in 90s, when we were learning, the diary is the most precious thing. And the journal, I used to write my journal, and if happened to read by somebody, it's really offensive. But what has happened today? Journals, diaries has been gone, it is history. You write everything on social media. But if nobody happened to read, what will happen? It is offensive. Don't you think? So what is the difference between, earlier you don't want to share your things, now you want to expose everything, even when where you stand right now, you have to tell, you want to tell to the world. So with that, what is happening? That is this, your security, your love and security, you are exposed to the world. That is all right, it is nice to connect to the socially with the big community, and there are a lot of plus points. And at the same time, try to understand how to be secure and how you can vulnerable out of these things. And with all this, have you ever thought, as a computer science student, as a technology student, the one who is going through this revolution, where this revolution has started? Have you ever thought? For me, the first question came to my mind when I start learning technology, how this computer works. Anybody want to answer that question? Very simple. My first question was to myself, when I press the keyboard, how this computer process this thing? I know it is dumb, but that 90s, it was not. That was my question. So again, same thing came to me while I was going through all these slide decks and all these things, where this revolution starts. What is the most biggest thing has happened? Who invented telephone? Yeah, Graham Bell, okay. Then after that, what happened? The Graham Bell made the phone, and he make the physical equipment connect to the two location and keep it on the physical place. It's a fixed. And after the fixed phone, what happened? It has become a individual utility, right? It is not a fancy thing, it's not a luxury, phone is something, it's a necessity today, right? So with this small device, don't you think entire thing, the world has been changed? That is where we started. The network connected this small device. With that, internet came. All these came together and the revolution began. Just think all these things. Then you start thinking out of the box. Okay, let's leave this technology piece aside and think about where the employment status. That is where we all head in, right? You want to find a good job, end of the day. That is the expectation, right? After the studies, anybody want to be unemployed? No, right? I want to stay at home. Anyone? No, I think everybody wants to get employed and find a good job and have a good life, right? That is the expectation. So think about where that I am heading. Is that right? And am I in a right direction? What is this unemployment? Have you heard about it? Global unemployment is 197 million and 71 million young people. And again, the source is Dhaka Tribute. You can find the validity of this information. So it says 4.4 million young unemployment in 2014. So that cannot be ignored, right? With the population, that is huge. And the second bullet, it's very much fascinating for me. 72% of the young generation like to learn about vocational studies. There we go. So we are coming with that. We are coming with hands-on. We are coming with technology. So we can support to reduce this 4.4 million. And 38% of employers globally difficult to fill the jobs. What does that mean? We say unemployment this much, and 38% people is unable to fill the skill. Does it contradictory or it match? And 89% of the US IT hiring managers, they complain they cannot find the people that the market is asking. And at the same time, again, I'm saying 2 million unfilled IT-related jobs will be in next decade. And 6 million cybersecurity jobs. Why always this security coming with as a trail? How much you connect, the security matters. Agreed or disagreed? I can't hear. Okay, only few people agreed. Okay, let's find out why you disagreed. Who are the disagreed people? I would like to learn about it and get back to the office and work on it. Yeah? There's a massive technology change. Agreed? The way that we learn, work, and play has been completely changed. And I was trying to say, when I started from the first slide, the technology has been changed, the way that we are working changed, the way that we learn is changed. Most of the Western countries, now they have stopped delivering the classes in the universities. They don't give the lectures on the content. They don't tell about the concepts and theories. What they do, they teach students instead how to find this information. Information is everywhere, exactly. It is available. You don't need me to come and talk about all these things. If you browse, it's on your fingertips, right? But the pathetic part is you are not doing that, right? And with these two, the skill shortage is growing. I said unemployment. I gave the facts and information about the skill shortage across the world. And there's a massive opportunity for you if you walk in the right direction. Think about it. It is your time, and you have to find your career. And before I move into the next slide, this is out of the technology I want to tell. I know technology has been evolved, traditional learning method has been exit, the new things are coming, but having said that, start reading. You have to read, you have to learn, you have to find out what is happening. Sometimes you have to disconnect yourself from this fascinated world to connect to the world. Did you understand what I said? Yeah? Okay, tell me.
You just said that we have to disconnect from the virtual world, like on the social media, we spend too much time.
Don't do that if you do.
For example, in my mess, there are 5 students and they spend at least 5 to 6 hours a day to use the Facebook. So they are losing the opportunity to learn, and the next in the profession, the opportunity will be lost for them. If I use that time, if I utilize that time, I can use my time to learn, relearn, and the new things about the new technologies.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for your thought. And social media is not a bad thing. It's really good, but you have to use it in a positive way. What I'm trying to say is disconnect to connect. Can you remember when I was saying about the skills we need future? Human capital development, human skills we need after all these things. We have to create the human who can observe, who can add more beyond the machines, artificial intelligence. So to create that kind of a mindset, you have to read, you have to observe, you have to learn how the water drop falls from the sky, you have to learn how the leaf comes from the tree, and try to learn about how the nature is working, and try to create your human network. Very, very important when it comes to the opportunities across the world. Human networking is very, very important. Create a small classroom groups and discuss. I know today some student, not today, even those days when I was studying, everybody is not a readers. That's fine. But the plus point with this technology is what? Today you have audio books. We didn't have. And books are everywhere. And we didn't have. We had to walk to the library, ask for the book. Sometimes the copies has been gone. There's no any duplicates. I mean the same book, the different copies. We have to wait list and get the book, read as fast as we can, and return the book for the next person. But today you have the luxury. You don't need to do that. There are audio books. If you are not a reader, you can put your headphone while you are coming to the school, to the university. You can listen. Don't blame on the Dhaka traffic. It's really good. You have time. Before you go home, you can catch up with something. Don't blame to the traffic. You have time sometimes to sit and wait by yourself and think what you have done today. Am I productive? What did I do? How much time I have wasted in my life? I'm fed by my parents. I'm free to learn. I'm free to enjoy. This is the time you have to think. All the revolutions happening around you, let the revolution to go on. Even you don't let, it will be. The industry is taking forward. So you have to sit back and think, what am I doing? And this is the right time, because all of you get fed by your parents or your guardians or whoever, your brothers or sisters. You are free to learn. This is the time you have to explore and learn a lot. That is why I am today also invited, and I was very pleased to come here today as well, to talk to you and give the opportunity to think. And you know, when it comes to a job, there will be one vacancy, but how many applicants? Millions sometimes. How many resumes we put into the trash every day? So how do you make yourself to pick up? Have you think about this? You can collect a lot of certificates. I am not underestimate the certificate. Certificates are very important. Those are the proof of your knowledge. You have to certify. But you have to make you different from others. When there is a basket of red apple, you have to be able to become the green apple in that red basket for me to pick you up. So find out where you get differentiate from others, and find yourself, how you can keep yourself in future in a differently, and how you create a value for you. It is not only the education. You know, 5 fingers has different length. Why is that? The God must be create all the fingers together, right? Why it has created in a different length? Because we need, grab something that shape, similar to that. When I get all of you here, nearly 100 students, you are in a different ups and downs. That's all right. Find yourself and make yourself forward and try to fill these future opportunities. We celebrated 20th anniversary last year, previous year. We started in 1997, Cisco Networking Academy. And today we are 9.2 million students and live student all since we started, and 1.8 million students only in financial year 2018. When it comes to the instructors, the teachers that deliver in these courses is across the globe 24,700, and 11,000 academies, including UIU, we have. And 180 countries we operate, including the Bangladesh. Video, please.
The world. On the surface, it looks pretty much as it did 20 years ago. But thanks to technology, it's a very different place. Back in 1997, Cisco was just starting to connect the world. You've got mail. We even donated some networking equipment to a local school, only they didn't know what to do with it. That's when the light went on. We could teach them. We saw that technology combined with education has the power to change lives, and Cisco Networking Academy was born. It grew quickly, from training a few dozen students to preparing millions around the world for the jobs of the future.
It has helped me become an IT expert.
You learn to work with other people, and you learn to study, to share your knowledge with them, and to let them share their knowledge with you.
I'm looking for the best and brightest, and I've got a platform with the Cisco Net Academy that gives me access to the up-and-comers, the kids that are coming out of school, learning this stuff and need the experience. This is an amazing pool of candidates.
Today, the world is changing at an ever faster rate, and so is Cisco Networking Academy, continually updating its courses to keep students ready for today's world and tomorrow's challenges, and working with educators to develop new courses and champion new ways to teach and engage students. Today, Networking Academy teaches the cutting-edge digital skills most in demand by employers, and the entrepreneurial skills students need to become leaders, start their own businesses, and solve the world's biggest challenges. That's been our mission and our goal for 20 years, and will be for the next 20 and beyond. Join us, and let's change the world together.
Thank you. Any question? It's time for you to ask me a question. I have asked so many questions last few minutes with you. So any question I would like to take up. Thank you. My best to do the best. You know what this silence says to me? There are two things. One is you are convinced, or else you didn't understand anything I was talking. Which one? Yeah, okay, fine. Then my question comes. If you had one thing to ask, what it would be for the day? Still no? I'm sorry? Yeah, if you had one thing to ask for the day today, when you start today, if you have one question to ask, what it would be? I will try my best to answer. Okay, if you have no questions, it's over to you, Mahmood. Thank you very much.